Hi guys, this is Pradeep. So this is our second part of our reconciliation account. In my previous video or in part 1 video, I have explained theoretical concept related to reconciliation account. In this video, I'm going to show you the reconciliation account, the practical use of reconciliation account and the alternate reconciliation account. So we will take one real example and it's also we are going to check with its accounting. So if you have not checked the first video, first I will suggest you go through the first video, complete that, then continue the second video. So let's continue. Now I'm going to access one vendor master. So I'm using S4. So as you know that it is here no supplier. So rather we are going to use business partner. So let me check one business partner. Just randomly I'm going to pick one vendor. So this one I'm going to check. So as you know that in business partner, we have the company code segment is there. For this, you should have the business partner knowledge. If you don't have, so already I have video, you can check that one. And also I will give that in the description. So I'm going to check the company code segment of our business partner because you will find the reconciliation account in that segment. So business partner, we are creating in general segment, whereas the reconciliation account data or the reconciliation GL master, you will find in the company code segment because one business partner we may use with different company code, but reconciliation account will be unique. So that's why I'm going to go to the company code segment or your accounting segment, rather you can say. Now this is one GL account which you can see here, the GL account number 2001. So this GL account we are going to check in our GL list and we will see what type of GL account it is. So I'm just going to take this GL account and this one we will check in our GL master. Is it possible? Can I post any transaction directly to this GL account 2001? So let's say user will think like we will directly post to the GL account. So there is no need of subledger. Instead of that, directly we are going to post to the GL account. So what will be the accounting entry? So I am trying to post a vendor invoice. So vendor accounting entry will be some, let's say it's a payable or some expenditure. So I want to debit the expense and I want to credit the GL account 2001. This may be your question. Can we directly post anything to the reconciliation account or not? So let me try it. So just logical point of view, we will try to post one entry to this GL account. Sorry, I will credit this one and let's say it is 100. Let's see. So what GL master I entered here? I entered here GL account 2001. This one is my GL account 2001, which I can see it is there in my business partner or in my supplier. So this concept is in ECC also. Here it is business partner, in ECC it is our vendor master. So that you will find in your FK03 or FK02. Now check this error message. Account 2001 in company code Z006 cannot directly post it to. That means you can't post or user can't post directly something to the reconciliation account. So reconciliation account will always update the when we are going to post a transaction related to our supplier. So I will go for a proper invoice for a particular scenario, so that time we will verify, but it is concluded that direct postings to the reconciliation account not possible. So how we are going to have this data? So are we going to manually anything like we will create the GL account first in FS00 and that GL account directly we are going to add here or we are going to manually enter here? No, if you try to enter manually, or anyone who already know you have updated this one, so you that if you try to enter here GL account, it's not possible. For example, let me replace this 2001 account and let me add something else here. Okay, so let me go to edit mode and suppose I don't want to use 2001, rather I will use here, let's say some different account. Let's say I will use here the account number 2010. Now you can see account 2010 is invalid reconciliation account for this 2006. So that means anything you can't directly enter here. The reason here is, let me first show you technically how system is going to get this data and the mapping, then we will see functionally. So if you want to see the architecture behind this particular field, so go to technical settings. So go to the technical settings. So what is it's showing? It's showing that LFB1. So what is LFB1? So LFB1 is your table. LFB1 is your table for your company code segment of your business partner for vendor role. That means this is our company code segment of our supplier. What is the table? LFB1. Now what is the field? AK20. AK20 field is our reconciliation field. So this one is our recon field. And this recon field, as for example, it's showing that two, or it is updated as 2001, whereas I tried to enter here 2010 and I got certain error. So now I want to go into more detail. So double click this AK20, this one. I want to see the linkage between the source and the target, because this is a target field. So manually when I try to enter, system not able to understand anything, or system not able to accept the data, the 2010 what I entered. So if we'll go to this one, foreign keys. Now here you can see the relationship. So the data which is there in your LFB1, that means your business partner master record data, or the particular field AK20, it will come from your SKB1 table. So SKB1 is connected with LFB1. So what is SKB1? So SKB1 is nothing but your GL master company code segment. I'm sure you must have idea about the GL master, chart of account segment, and company code segment. This is company code segment. So that means some data related to our company code segment of GL master should be there. And SAKNR. SAKNR is nothing but my GL number. GL number. So that means you have to create one GL account, example 2001 in our case. So in this GL account 2001, you must have company code segment, which is your SKB1, and you must have the reconciliation ID. So recon ID should be there updated as what? So to which, this is a GL master, to which subledger you are going to reconciliation, or you are going to do the reconciliation, or you are going to map with your reconciliation. Because as I said, this concept is applicable for customer, vendor, asset. So are we going to map this one with customer or vendor or asset? That you are going to map here. So as we are going to map with vendor, so that means reconciliation ID should be K. So K is account type for vendor. Now let's confirm this one in our GL master. Then we will check in the first we will confirm this in this one in our table, and then after that we will check the GL master. So we will go to the table SKB1 because it's showing here this one, right? So it is SKB1. So we will go to the SKB1 table. Then company code segment. This is our SKB1 GL master company code segment. GL account number is 2001. Execute. Now check here. Every GL master you can't map. So that is why when I tried to map 2010, we got the error, because here the reconciliation ID should be there. That means we are declaring this is our GL account. So this is our GL account which we have created as 2001. So this GL account we are going to map with multiple suppliers. So in every supplier, supplier 1, supplier 2, supplier 3, supplier 4, supplier 5, in every every supplier or in every vendor, we are going to map with this GL account, so that whenever we are going to post the transactions with individual suppliers, so automatically one copy you will get here. So this is the concept of reconciliation account, and that is why whenever you are creating a GL master, now let me show you the GL master. So this is our GL master, and which GL we are looking here? We are looking here GL account number 2001, and this one is my GL account, accounts payable I created. So which is a balance sheet account, and reconciliation type updated as vendor. So same data which just now I have shown in the table, same it is there in the master record. So this is the reconciliation concept which is applicable on customer, vendors, and asset, customer, vendor. So exactly same logic you can apply on other subledgers. So our customers, suppliers, assets, those are subledgers, and reconciliation accounts like accounts payable, account receivable, your APC accounts. So these are all your reconciliation accounts. Alternate reconciliation account. Now, alternate reconciliation account, your special GL transactions all are interlinked. So if question is there, what is alternate reconciliation account? That means you employer is asking the concept of special GL transactions or vendor advance, customer advance. So all are related to this special GL transactions. I will give one practical example. For example, for let's say one customer purchase order created with 5,000. So that same will be converted into your vendor invoice with, so this will be our invoice 5,000. As per my previous explanation, so this 5,000 is going to update with our supplier, let's say supplier 1, plus it is also going to update in our recon account, right? So it is going to update in my GL masters. Now let's say here we are going to make a advance payment of 1,000. What is accounts payable? Accounts payable is your liability. Whereas whenever we are going to make the advance, so before getting any product or service, so that is not your liability. So that is your asset. So that is your current asset. So reporting point of view, liability and asset you are not going to settle in one you are not going to report in one account. So that means payable 5,000. But once the invoice will be there, then this entry will be there in your maybe supplier or maybe your GL account. But let's say here vendor is asking first you have to make the payment 50% advance, or you have to make the 40% advance, then only we are going to send the goods, otherwise we are not going to send the goods. So for that 40% you are going to make a advance payment which is 2,000. Now this 2,000, if today we are going to prepare the balance sheet, so in our balance sheet we should have adv- advance paid, which we are saying receivable, that is 2,000, and there is an invoice is there, that is 5,000. So technically this 2,000 we can't report in the same GL account. So that is why this should be one recon account. This is your recon account, which we discuss as it is accounts payable. It will be there. This one is also one recon account, but this recon account is not exactly same what is the nature of normal accounts payable. So that is why we are saying that this is our alternate reconciliation account, right? So this type of transactions advance also we are going to record in one reconciliation account, but as it is not normal reconciliation account, so it will be our alternate reconciliation account. So in that this transaction is going to reflect. But finally how much is payable in this case? So as already we paid 2,000, so we will deduct that, and final payable is 3,000. So we are going to make a payment of 3,000. So that means we are going to settle that 2,000 against this 5,000. Then only finally we are going to make a payment of 3,000. So now let me show you one real process, real business scenario, and we will see simultaneously what are the accounting entries are there. Now to understand this one practically, so I already created one purchase order and GR, then I'm going to process one invoice. But before that, let's say vendor is asking here, the advance should be there, and for that purpose, I'm going to process one advance. So to understand this concept in a practical way, so I'm going to I've created one small scenario. So I'm going to post one advance entry first, advance payment to the particular vendor, and that advance we will see where it is going to update reconciliation account or any other account. That we will also check simultaneously from the subledger point of view and also the reconciliation account or alternate reconciliation account. We will see the accounting entry for that. Then after that I'm going to post one invoice. I already created one purchase order and GR, then I'm going to post one invoice for you, and we are going to do the settlement reconciliation of advance from the invoice, then final payment plan. So every transaction and its corresponding accounting part also we are going to check. So first I'm going to post one advance request. So to post one advance request, so we will go to accounts payable, accounting, financial accounting, then accounts payable, then document entry, then go to down payment request. As I am going to post the invoice today, let's say we paid the advance some days before, so I'm going to take the days as 21st June. Account means your subledger or supplier, then indicator to identify to how you are going to identify normal transactions with a special GL transaction. So that's why we are going to use the indicator. So I'm going to use the indicator. Again, it depends on the configuration. So what are the indicators are configured accordingly, this will come. So I have selected here special GL indicator A. Now let's say the amount is 1200. That means we are processing one advance request for 1200 and due. Before this, maybe you have received one mail from vendor that once you will release the advance, then only we can send your goods. So it was due on 26th June and I process. So advance request processed. Now, what will be the accounting entry for this one, for this advance request? So I can see here, and now I want to see the accounting entry. What will be the debit and credit? So in this case, you are not going to find debit credit entry because here there is no payment done. It's just request. And technically in SAP language, here we are saying that this one is our noted item. So if in interview question will be the noted item. So this is your example of noted item. Now let's check this one. This particular document number 17003, is going to reflect in which account or where it is going to show. So this document is going to show maybe in our normal reconciliation account, so that account number 2001 which we have which we have checked, or it is going to be there in a different account. First I will run the normal vendor report. This one is your subledger report. So we will go to vendor report. Now, first, let me run the normal transactions. So here, so many line entries are there, right? So many line entries there, and that is what the problem with this subledger. So whenever you are going for reporting point of view, and let's say today we need to prepare the balance sheet. Now you just imagine with one or two vendors for demonstration purpose, if you have so many line items, so in reality or in real case, when where we have thousands of suppliers are there or thousands of customers are there, so you can imagine how much data will be there and how difficult it is if we are going to do the manual reconciliation. Now how I can identify which one, my that 1200 which I processed as my noted item. Now this one is nowhere it is there. Maybe 1000 any amount you will find, but that particular document, that 17 document, I can't see anywhere it is there. So here 17,000, it's a different document, so it is not that particular document. So why it is not coming? So when I have executed my report, that time I have not selected my noted item, so that's why it is not coming. Now let's run it now. So to sort the data, let me select the particular supplier. So this is the supplier, so other supplier data will not come. Now you will get it. So these are your normal transactions. These are your normal transactions, and this one is your that noted item transactions. So if you'll check here, this data, these are the transactions, these are the entries. It is updated against which GL account? GL account number 2001. So this 2001 GL account is your recon account. Nothing but accounts payable, already we have verified. But this 1200, this entry, it is updated against which account? In both cases, you will find it is the same subledger. The supplier number is same. Whereas reconciliation accounts are different. Now this one is not updated in 2001, rather it is updated with a different GL account. So 2019. This one is your alternate reconciliation account, because once I will make the payment, this will be my technically receivable, advance paid. So it is my receivable or current asset. So current asset I can't report in current liability. Now this one is your liability. This one is your liability payable. But this one, although the transaction is not fully completed yet, but this one, once I will make the payment, this is not your payable. So that is why this one should be reported in a separate reconciliation account, which we are saying that it is our alternate reconciliation account. So alternate reconciliation is going to be, or alternate reconciliation account, we are going to record the special GL transactions. And this is one of your example of your special GL transactions. Now, if I will check my GL account 2019, you will find this particular transactions. So I will open another session and I will check that 2019. Is it coming? No, it's not coming because I have to select a noted item. Now it's coming. So data is there in your GL. This is my GL data, ABL3N, and this is my subledger data. So any point of time later, once we have so many transactions will be there, we will not check this one. We will not check this entry. Rather, we will check this GL account. So that is the benefit of reconciliation process or having the reconciliation account. So we process this advance request, done. Next coming to, so we found that no accounting entries. Let me check this one in the system, the particular document, this one. It's not there. So only one line is there because it's not the complete accounting document is not there because transactions are not completed yet. Now I'm going to make the payment, advance payment. So that is my next activity. So it's a payment, same. Vendor is going to debit and bank is going to credit. Vendor will debit, but alternate reconciliation account is going to update. So this one. Indicator A. Then it is bank. So I will select the bank. Bank sub accounts, outgoing a bank. And what is the amount? What is the amount we are going to pay? So, okay, so value field clearing date is mandatory. So 21. Already we have the request is there. So we are going to use that request. So we are going to process this request, select and create down payment. And we are going to post it. So the document posted. Obviously, this transaction is going to reflect in your subledger, means in your supplier. Check that. Now this one is your noted item. This one is noted item. And this one is paid. Okay, so I got another document. This is the payment document 15004. Obviously, it will reflect in the bank. And this transaction, where it is it is updated 2019. It is also updated with the supplier. So you can see this 1200 is also updated. What is the accounting entry here? So accounting entry is vendor debited and bank credited. So vendor debit and bank credit. So this is the document we have posted. So this 1200 you will find that it is updated with your supplier. So this is your supplier debited and bank credited. So corresponding credit entry you will find in the bank. So let's ignore that one. So this is my debit entry, and this one you will find in your, it is updated in my supplier account. Also it will update in my alternate reconciliation account. Sorry, it's not reconciliation account, it is alternate reconciliation because this one is your recon account. Okay, normal transactions we have not yet posted, we just made the advance, so that is why it will reflect in my alternate reconciliation account. So let me refresh it. Fine, so it's there. So what is the accounting entry? So bank credit and vendor debit. So now I'm in entry view. So that is why what number I'm getting here? Supplier number. If I will go to the general ledger view, then I will get the GL account number. And what is the GL account number? 2019. So this particular transaction updated in my alternate reconciliation account. Is this transaction is there in my normal reconciliation account or not? Let me check that too also. Normal reconciliation account 2001. So there are other transactions are there. So that's why I'm selecting current date, not current date, 21. No, I can't see. So in accounts payable, there is one entry is there, 2205, but that is a different entry. That is nothing related to our current transaction. So this one is updated in my 2019 in alternate reconciliation account. So now it is clear. Vendor debit, bank credit, and this one is also advance paid done and accounting entry analyzed. Next, we are going to process a vendor invoice. So as I said, I already completed purchase order and here now I'm going to process the invoice. Now this invoice is going to this entry is going to update in your account 2001. It is not going to update in 2019 because it's a normal transaction. It is not special GL transaction. This one is your special GL transactions. Let's check that. Myro. So this is my Myro transaction code and here with reference to this purchase order, I am going to process the invoice, the regular invoice. This is the amount. So 4,200 and on that. Now you can see one message also coming that on this particular invoice or on this particular vendor, there is one this is your commitment. This is your commitment alert that 1200 advance already we made or it's done. So that is why one alert is there. Now this particular transactions it will reflect in your subledger means in supplier. Also it is going to reflect in your normal reconciliation account. So what is the accounting entry? Invoice. So GRR is going to debit, vendor is going to credit. So this one, the corresponding entry. Let me do one thing. So there are so many other transactions are there. Let me sort the data with today's date so it will be easy for us. So I will take here 21 and this one is today's date. Now check this one. This is our invoice. This one. Just now I processed. So it is updated in which account? Supplier plus reconciliation account. So this one you will find in your normal reconciliation account, not in alternate reconciliation account. This one. So now we have a payable of 4410. This one is credit balance. So it is there in my supplier and it is there in my GL account 2001. We have paid already 1200 and this one is there in 2019. So it is there in 2019, this is there in 20. So technically if we will make the payment, then payment should be already whatever we paid should be deducted from the invoice. But if I will now I will go to make the payment, you will find that the payable balance will show 4410 because something we are missing or something it is missing. So that is why it will show that full payable balance. Okay, so let me show you that first. Normal payment entry F-53. You may also run APP, but I will do a manual payment here. F-53 and check. I will not make the payment now. I'm just showing the result here. So I will select here bank. Now let's check what is the payable balance. Okay, I need to select the vendor. So let's try to make a payment. We will not make the payment, just I'm showing you. So I will select here the outgoing or bank. Just randomly, I'm going to put here one amount. You just ignore the other line items. So here I can see on today's date, 26th June, I can see one double one entry here. It is there. This one. This one is there a payable balance. But nowhere I'm getting here the paid balance, which already 1200 it is paid. So it's not showing because we have not reconciled. So we have to reconcile it, whatever already we paid, that we need to deduct from the payable. Then only that means, or what we want a line entry here, the in the paid amount. So here we want a this entry should be there. So this will be your credit balance, this will be your debit balance. Then finally, the net balance we are going to pay. And what is the accounting entry here? So the accounting entry here is vendor is going to debit, vendor is going to credit. Check that. So one, and that means in this case, your recon account is recon account and alternate recon account both will be used. So that is also one more activity is there. Close it. Clearing. First request, then paid, then clearing. So we are going to clear it. Select your vendor. So already one payment transaction there. Select and process it. So in this case, we are going to settle it. Text is missing. Advance recon. Check this entry. Now last time your alternate reconciliation account was debited. Now your alternate reconciliation account credited and your main reconciliation account debited, or supplier debited, supplier credited. Check this entry. So this is your recon account. This one, the latest document. So document is, you can see here these entries. So last entry, if you recall, last entry was 15004, which was a debit entry. So this is your debit entry, and the current entry is 17004. Last one 15004, current one 17004, and this is a credit entry and its corresponding debit entry. Check this document, 17004 debit. So that means this is your payable, this is your paid. So recon account updated and alternate reconciliation account updated. And check this document number. And first you check the reconciliation document, reconciliation account and alternate reconciliation account. So now it's showing 1200 debit and 1200 credit. So this account zero. So that means there is no balance left in this particular account or in alternate reconciliation account, because whatever you paid you already deducted from the payable. So this is your entry. Check this entry once. So vendor credited and vendor debited. And if you go to GL view, here you can see. So your vendor advance, I mean this one, accounts payable, which was earlier it was not updated, now it is settled, or we settle against your accounts payable. So that's why this one is debited. And vendor advance, which was earlier debited, now it is credited. So in GL view, you will get the reconciliation data. And if you go to the entry view, there you will get the supplier or subledger data. Now finally we are going to make the payment, and this one is a normal transaction, so it will reflect in your normal recon account because this account already zero. I mean, you can see it's already cleared, so it's over. So right now if you'll prepare the balance sheet, then we will have a payable balance of double four, payable balance of payable, this one after deducting 1200. Okay, you may ignore this other line item 2205. So this is your payable, this is your paid item. So go for the payment. Now, which accounts we are going to use? So we are going to consider this amount and this amount. Rest you can deactivate. It's already deactivated. Okay, so it's all are deactivated. So two entries are there. So one is payable and another one is paid. So net payable is 3210. 3210. Correct it. Now this one is also going to reflect in your subledger. Everything is going to update in your subledger. So payment done. And it is going to update in which account? It is going to update in your normal account. And the same is also updated in your, so that means these two items should be removed from here. Payment account obviously will get in the bank account. I will show you the bank also. And but these two line items will be removed from here. So if I will check my open items, so in open items you can see only showing 2205. So other two items are cleared items. Okay, so same here also. Now let's see the document, the accounting entry. Bank. Sorry, so it's already open. So here all items are there because I have selected all item. If I will select open items, then you will find that the items are removed. Previous items are removed. Or particularly if I will select current date, so no data. Okay, not a single transaction. Today's transactions are not there. The old transactions are there. Now I want to show you that bank account entry. This is your outgoing bank account. So what is the payable balance? This one. So this is the last transactions, advance paid, and this is the final payment. Now this entry, if you'll check, see this entry. So bank credited here, and your advance settle and final balance is this one. So these are what? This is your sub ledger. Now if we'll go to general ledger, then check. So final balance paid, bank credited, and accounts payable earlier 2001 settled and 4410. So 4410 is nothing but your payable balance, whatever already paid that deducted, and net amount paid. So with this, I hope you got the idea about the reconciliation account. So it's not that like it's something not new. Maybe you are very much familiar with this one, but I got a couple of requests on this reconciliation account, like questions it was asked in the interview. So that's why I thought like I will create one scenario and I will explain you. So hope you like it. Thank you very much.